Hey everybody, how you doing? Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce, live. Welcome to the channel today. I'm glad you could find some time to spend with me today. If you could make it in here, nice to have you. Going to talk about the markets today, play a little bit of trivia today, say hi to everybody, and just hang out a little bit. Hope you're doing well out there. There we go. Looks like my show is on the air. It's fantastic. I really love it when that happens, when you look to find your own show and you find it. It's great. Fantastic. And let me double check now over here on my other side. I've got a big ass iPad over here, and I always double check to make sure I'm on that one too. And it never fails me. The big ass iPad comes through big time. And there we go. We are live on the platform today. Welcome one, welcome all. Say hi to me. If you're watching me live, tell me where are you watching me from, and how are you guys doing? Let's talk stock markets. Let's talk what's going on in the investment world. It's wild. It's wacky. It's zany. I guess the Dow today had a down day. And it hasn't been, rocketing lately. The Dow, crashed out when the virus hit big time, obviously, and it took a bit of a hit, but then it made a nice little rally. And what I find interesting, I watch these. I watch the TV shows, and I watch the TV hosts who are covering the markets. I feel for these people because they got to fill airtime. I mean, it's like a nonstop 24/7 news cycle, and if you're on CNBC as a host, you got to fill the time between commercials with something, and they've got to make the market sound exciting and engaging, and something's always happening with that. That's not always the case. If you were a stockbroker back in the day when I was a stockbroker, I became a broker in '79, but I remember the guys from the '60s and the '70s that I got to know when I joined the business. And, I would be talking to 10 and 20-year veterans of the market and getting their take on things. And, it just isn't like it is today. I mean, now it's like there has to be a story every 8 seconds or something's wrong. And back in the day, you had time to analyze the markets. You had time to think about it. You had time to review. You had time to reflect. You had time for research. You had time to talk to a client for 20, 30 minutes to decide what to do. Those days are all gone now. It's now pressure to, pump and move markets and get clients' assets in the front door, manage their assets, and build your book. And the pressure on these brokers is unrelenting, and most of the business now is done by us ourselves. So we don't even use brokers, most of us who trade on the open market these days. We're all doing this on our own, and we're expected to come up with the answers. But I watch these talking heads, and I tell you, I just I shake my head because it's probably because I'm very old and have a lot of forehead here. But they'll say something like, "Oh, this stock is up 38% in the last 4 weeks." Well, yeah, that's true. The market has gone up nicely in the last 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, that's true. But the market took a dump prior to that and is not back to where it came from if you're looking at the Dow Jones 30. If you want to talk about the NASDAQ 100, and you can say, oh, it's at a record high. It's at 10,500. Yay! Yeah, it's 100 stocks. It's led by 4 dominant companies, the FANG stocks, maybe 5, that really dominate 70% of the value of the NASDAQ 100. It's not reflective of the economy. It's certainly not reflective of the whole market. It's just reflective of this group of stocks. The Dow Jones 30, of course, covers various industries, banking to others, and has not recovered, has not hit a new high, hasn't got anywhere near recovery. I think it needs to hit 30,000 to get back to where it was, and we're in the 25,000 mark. So the Dow is off still 15, 18% from the highs, but it's up. And so these market analysts are just all these guests they bring on, for their, which also just drives me nuts, actually. You see a guest come in who really knows what they're talking about, and they box them into a 45-second interview slot after having just nailed us with 5 minutes of commercials. And then they put them in there, and they have to cut them off because they've got to go to a breaking news story that is not breaking. And it's not a news story. It's just something happening at the White House that has nothing to do with the markets. And they've taken away from us this probably $500,000 a year specialist who really can tell you about the economy and the markets. And they've just gone off to talk to one of their reporters about something else, and then right to a commercial, because their marketing people, their SEO people, their demographic specialists are saying, we got to keep the show moving, and we got to keep that audience engaged, and we got to have them pay enough attention to get right into that commercial break, and that way we can get higher ad rates, because these stock market channels are businesses unto themselves. Are they there for our public good? No, they're there to make money. And money they try to make, but it cheats us out of information that maybe we are entitled to, or we could certainly use to help us decide what to do with the markets. So keep the markets exciting, keep them engaged, keep it flowing, keep it happening. And that at 8-second, baby, we had 8 seconds to change the subject or change the camera angle or something, because we gotta keep those eyeballs dancing on that television screen. And where's the beef? I want to know, because there is no substance, and that drives me crazy. But I'm old. What can I say? I have something called morals, and I really like to know what's going on. Anyway, that's just me. The Dow today, like I said, dropped a little bit in value. Let me kind of get through my little opening spiel here today. Here we are, right here. This little ditty, I believe it's this one here. Let me double check. Is that the Dow right there? Yes, it is. There's the Dow with me behind it. Down at near the end of the day, there are 368 odd points. This is a chart that is 6 months old. So you can see there on the far right, that would be on this side over here, right up there. You notice that? That's January, February. See that right there? January, February. That's where the market was at 29,700 to 30,000, just around the top of the market. And then we had the oopsie daisy, the March to forget, when the market went, oh gosh, this virus that they've been talking about now for 3 months, maybe this is going to be a lot more serious than we thought. And the market went to a serious free fall there for a while. And as you can then see from the on the end of March there into April, it started to come up, leveled off a little bit there in May, and then took another shot in June, hit a little high. And I'll do that on this side right up here. You'll notice right up there, had a little peak. But ever since then, it's backed off, and it's now been sort of meandering. I guess over here, it's just meandering. So yeah, not much going on, and we are still down. It looks like about 3,000 points from our highs of the year. Other indices, as I say, the Nasdaq hitting a new high, and it's a false high. It is not a U.S. economy stock market overall high. It's just the FANG stocks that are leading the markets are getting all the headlines. They're getting all the traders' excitement, and they're the ones who are running the show. We're talking Apple and Amazon and Netflix, Microsoft, Google. I mean, these are the big market leaders that are doing well, because obviously those of us who are stuck at home, working from home from our instead of our offices, are utilizing their services, and they're benefiting from all of this. But this is not the entire economy. Ford, General Motors, other sectors of the economy, banking economy, they're not doing well. Here's another story here: Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond, what a story this has become. Here's a picture of a typical Bed Bath & Beyond. You all know what these places look like. Well, here's a chart for you. Let me see if I can set this up the way I want. I think I'm going to try this one first. That's a 5-year chart of Bed Bath & Beyond. You see what that thing is up there? That is $70 a share. And that is in 2016. That's 4 or 5 years ago. And it closed at $7.91 roughly tonight. This has been an unmitigated downhill slide of gargantuan proportions. This is the last year alone. So here we are here last year, July, around 11, 12 bucks, and a little dip, and then got up to the 17, 18 range, and then dipped, came up a bit, and crashed today. I believe this is today's chart, if I'm not mistaken. This is a 1 week chart. Here you go. 1 week chart from that 10-11 range till tonight's close at 789. What is happening at Bed Bath & Beyond? Well, we all know what's happening at Bed Bath & Beyond. Nothing is happening at Bed Bath & Beyond. People are not getting in their cars to go shopping in shopping malls where Bed & Bath & Beyond stores are. They have them in certain big box, super strip type mall locations, but a lot of them are also inside in malls, and they're getting hammered. And who's hammering them? Amazon, Walmart online, Target online. The online sellers are hammering these guys. And Bed Bath & Beyond doesn't carry any merchandise that you can't buy elsewhere. They just happen to have a nice surrounding and a pleasant atmosphere in which to shop in, where these unique items, Bed Bath and so on, are located. But if you're not getting out into your car and shopping there once every week or two like you're supposed to, they're having a problem. And it is showing. This is the middle of the U.S. economy getting hammered that they're not talking about enough. Where they should be talking about it. Here's another one. Before I finish that thought, here's another story here. United Airlines just heard that the last couple of days they're now talking about 36,000 employees being laid off October the 1st. And why would you think that October the 1st would be the day they would do a layoff? Because that is the end of the assistance deal, that $2.3 billion assistance deal they passed through with all those loans to the airlines. It expires then. The airlines are free to do whatever they want to do and what they have to do because they are not going to have any more money to guarantee salaries of employees. 36,000 United. I hear at least 20,000 American Airlines. Delta, it's got to be 15, 20, 30,000. The airline sector is getting hammered, and all of the spin-off business around it, all of the businesses around the airline, same thing. Absolute carnage. And if you think about the U.S. economy, I'll just digress for a second. Here in Canada, we have a place called Tim Hortons for donuts. Down in the States, you have Dunkin' Donuts. My favorite donut is called the Boston Cream Donut. It looks like a big old hockey puck. It's got the chocolate covering on the top, and inside they've injected this fantastic cream filling, Bavarian cream filling. Now, Dunkin' Donuts has a version like that. They have a donut like that. That is, I want you to think about that as the U.S. economy. The problem is the U.S. economy right now hasn't got any filling in it. It's got the chocolate glaze on the top. It looks all pretty. It's got the beautiful, honey glaze on the outside of the donut. But that beautiful cream injection that's supposed to be in there, that what do they call that stuff? I'm trying to remember a certain word that starts with a C. It's a cream. Anyway, it's missing. And with these layoffs and these furloughs and these folks losing jobs, the middle of the American economy is being hollowed out. And the analysts that are on these television shows telling us how great the economy is, and of course the folks at the White House and all the spokespeople that are talking about the recovery, the big recovery, there isn't going to be a big economic recovery. There's a gap missing. There is a huge gap missing. And I'm talking about the middle class. A huge portion of the middle class is missing in action. These are the folks that were getting a $1,200 stimulus check, and they might get one more, maybe. These are the folks who were supposed to get something like $600 a week at least in unemployment insurance, although there are politicians out there just going crazy that there are people getting $600 when they work they only make $550. This is ridiculous. We're paying them more money not to work than if they were working. They have that's on their minds more than actually just get the money out there and help these people. It's incredible. These are the folks that are being affected, and these are the folks who are going to lose a lot of assistance in not too long a time from now. And these are the people who are supposed to recover the U.S. economy. I don't know how they can buy a car. They can't buy a car. They can't afford the car they got. I don't know how they can pay rent. I don't know how they can pay mortgage payments. I don't know how they can even make minimum payments to their bank credit cards because they're living off of them as it is, and they're going to be. There is a massive hole in the economy that is being totally ignored, and it's going to rear its ugly, ugly head. This morning, there were almost high fives going on Wall Street, and in Washington when it was announced that the unemployment rate, or the call for unemployment assistance, went down for the 14th week in a row. Yeah, it's still over a million every week, but this is great news. I tell you, folks, they're missing the other side of the donut here. They're looking on the outside; it looks nice and shiny, but the inside has got a problem. And there's a reason why over a million people are seeking unemployment assistance every week. They can't find work. They're getting laid off. They're being furloughed. They're going to be permanently let go. They're already on a sort of a, you might be let go. You kind of let go, but hopefully we'll get you back. You're not coming back. They're not coming back. A small portion will come back, but the full-blown total economic recovery is not going to happen in the USA. And you can see why with the numbers coming out of Florida, Texas, Arizona, and California, and a whole bunch of other states where their infection numbers are rising and rising and rising, and there is no lockdown going on. No serious, we're going to shut this thing down and stop it. It's not happening because politically it can't be done. And so, folks, we are going to witness, I think, a recession that is going to last years. This isn't a 6-month little issue. It doesn't matter who the president is next year. No one's going to be able to stop it because there is no political will to beat this thing the way it should be beaten down and stopped. A little bit of trivia for you guys, because I do have trivia coming up later tonight. New York City. I came across these stats today about New York City, and I thought I'd pass them on to you. Last year, 2019, New York City had 67 million visitors come to the city as a vacation. 67 million. This would be international and from the USA itself. Think Broadway, the Empire State Building, all the museums, the shopping, just everything you can do in New York, taking the boat rides to the Statue of Liberty. And I've taken the ferry ride around the island of Manhattan. Love the Big Apple. I love it. Eating food in New York. Oh, man. $70 billion annual business. $70 billion business is New York City tourism. Just think about that. $70 billion a year. The story today that I caught my eye, which I thought was quite interesting, was that because of a whole bunch of new developments that have been built out in the last few years, there have been all kinds of new hotels coming up, and a lot of hotel rooms have been built new. But now with the shutdown, no sports, no Broadway, and everything else, 20% of the hotel rooms, in other words, 25,000 hotel rooms, are not expected to be available again as the recovery comes back. That's how much they've lost. There are hotels who have gone out of business. A lot of these smaller chains shut down. They're not going to reopen, period. 25,000 hotel rooms are disappearing from New York City. That's 20%. So the total is 125,000. Now it's 100,000. Unbelievable, the carnage that this is causing. Just think about that. 25,000 hotel rooms where you don't need to be made up every morning. No laundry needed for each of those rooms. No maintenance required. No management required. 25,000 hotel rooms where people aren't coming in, and it's usually 2 people a room, kind of 1.5, 2. So it's 25 to 50,000 people per night staying. Think of the restaurant business lost, the Uber and cab business lost, souvenir sales, tours. It's substantial. It is going to be more than 20% of the $70 billion business. This isn't a $14 billion problem. It's bigger than that. This is New York. This is just New York. What about Philadelphia, Boston, Baltimore, beautiful cities in the east to go visit, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle too. Oh my gosh. Think about just city tourism. I always talk on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce. I talk about cruise ship business and taking plane rides and so on. But just think about towns and cities across the United States that are going to be doing zero business rather than hundreds of billions of dollars of business. This is what I'm talking about, the middle of the economy. This was supposed to recover as well. We were supposed to have employment come roaring back to where it was before, and people go about their regular business. And it's not happening because there are folks out there who want to go to New York on a holiday. They would love to see this place. Look at this place. Who wouldn't want to go here? But they can't afford to even live where they're living, let alone go to this town. Because if you want to spend 4 nights in this town, folks, 3 nights in a hotel in New York City, you tell me how much your budget is to enjoy New York properly. You're talking thousands of dollars to come into that town. It's not happening. These folks are broke. These folks are unemployed, laid off, furloughed, without benefits, being cut off left, right, and center. Their states that are supposed to be supporting them are broke. Their budgets are whacked out. City budgets destroyed. There is no plan to bail out the states or cities to get things going. It's all supposed to happen just by magic. The stock market is so overpriced right now and is so out of reality with what's happening on the street, down to the street level. They don't get it. And I'm waiting to see the second sell-off. I really am. I'm waiting to see what the second sell-off is going to look like. I think it could be really ugly. And I wonder just how that's going to go. By the way, thank you for being here. Stock Markets with Bruce. I hope you don't mind me talking about the economy like this. That's kind of what I love to do. This channel is new. My channel is only a month old, and I love talking about the markets and company situations. And I like to try to explain what's happening in the market for people who are not experts. I'm trying to bring it down to a high school level, if that's all possible. Try to explain to you folks what's going on out there and what it means, because you want to listen to some of these analysts out there. You can't understand what they're saying. I don't know how these guys can order a pizza. They're so complicated. It's beyond measure. But nonetheless, thank you for following me. I appreciate thumbs ups as well. Thank you very much for my videos. And every once in a while, I like to do a live show like this. And tonight we're going to have the little bit of trivia that I've put together. And like I say, welcome one, welcome all. Let me know where you're watching me from, and please consider subscribing to this channel. Get this channel going. We got to get to 1,000 subscribers so that this channel is monetized, because this is my full-time job. I'm a full-time YouTube creator. I have this channel and another channel called Traveling with Bruce, and it is a monetized channel. This is the new one. I'm trying to get it to 1,000 subs and 4,000 minutes of watch time. We're well on our way now, over 650 subscribers in the first month. And we want to reach that 1,000 plateau. So that's why I keep asking, please subscribe. And Amit is here in the house. Hello, Bruce from the UK. Nice to have you here. More rocky times for cruise stocks. I think so. They were down again today, weren't they? Gary is here. Hello from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, in the middle of thunderstorms. Hang in there, buddy. Nice to have you here today. Maddie Ryan is here. Thumbs ups. Go Tesla and Amazon. Tesla cannot be stopped. Isn't that amazing? 1,400 shares, roughly. Absolutely amazing. Amazon is running everybody out of town. They're just bankrupting everyone else as they are dominating the flow, and they've got the virus working for them perfectly. You couldn't have asked for a better scenario. It's all happening there. Carla Miller is in the house today. Hi, Bruce from Arlington, Texas. All my stocks are down today. Yes, well, it was a down day today. I think we're going lower. I do not see good news coming from the earnings reports coming up when they get released. Bill Carroll, good afternoon, Bruce. Only 90 today in Maumee, Ohio. Here in Creston, I think we're in the mid-70s, and we might touch 80 sometime this week. We've had a cool summer and spring and summer here in Creston, British Columbia, where I am. Jan is in the house. Bruce, I'm really glad you've started this channel, as it helps me to keep me up to date as much as is possible, and it's my pleasure. I'm glad you enjoy it. Carol Nichols, hello. Sean, good afternoon, Bruce. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Welcome to the show today. Carol, I wish I had knowledge and confidence to do my own, but I don't have. I have Ameritrade, and I pay 1.4%. Well, I hope you are getting strong advice from those folks, because they should be providing you investment advice if they're charging for their services. Michael Perry, hello, Bruce, from near Lubbock, Texas. 106 degrees here today. Yikes, man. Hang in there, Michael. Stay cool in that house. Don't get a heat stroke on me. Mickey Mouse, my spirit animal. Good afternoon, Bruce. Tracy from New York City. How you doing, Tracy from the Big Apple? I love that town. And, of course, all my viewers from Chicago. I have a bunch there as well. Sean, I think BBB is about to go under, just like linens and things. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond, it doesn't look good. I don't know what their finances are. I haven't dug into it, but I noticed the story the last couple of days, and BBB is online. I don't know if that'll save them or not. Hopefully it will, but those retail locations, they're huge. 10,000, 15,000 square feet, big stores, heavy rent. You need volume, you need turnover, you need business. And I don't know, Larry Lewis, Bruce, fine job breaking down the true economic numbers. 45 is pushing the false narrative, but truth is out there. Yeah, well, there's the boys in the White House who just stand dutifully behind him and agree with everything he says. And then there's the street. And man, oh man, have you seen the? Have you any of you folks been downtown anywhere in the USA? It's ugly. It's not pretty. I found it amazing last year when I was seeing stuff like I'll watch a 60 Minutes program and they'll have homeless people in Seattle, homeless in Palo Alto in California, San Jose area, where Apple's located. We're all where Silicon Valley is. Tons of homeless people, all employed. Like a lot of them are employed, living in RVs parked on the side of the street. They can't afford a 1-bedroom apartment for $2,500 a month. They can't afford a 2-bedroom for $3,300 a month. They can't get a landlord to even take them, even if they could afford it, because they've been living in an RV for the last year. I mean, if you've been living in an RV for the last year, why would I, as a landlord, bring you in as a tenant? You're scary. And yet these folks are working 1 or 2 jobs. There are couples living in these RVs, families, husband and wife working full-time, making $60,000 a year, can't find housing. There's the one side of the U.S. economy, utterly ridiculous. And then there's the other side. Now, here we go, where all these folks can't go to work. They have to work from home. What are these folks doing in these RVs in Palo Alto, California? Are they able to work on computers in their RVs? Do they have internet connections? I just the nightmare to me. It's unbelievable. So if you're successful, you're priced out of success. And if you're destitute, you're stuck in destitution land. You're done for. And now we have the virus and everyone's in this, the real pot. And this is the middle of America, man. On the outside, it looks shiny, but on the inside, it does not look good. Jan, I was surprised that Pier 1 is going under. There's another sign right there. Brooks Brothers Clothing going under. Ken Kachera, hi Bruce from Saginaw, Michigan. The temperature is 91 with thunderstorms starting to pop. Gas prices I'm going to get from him in a minute. Thank you, Ken, for being here and all of your support of my Traveling with Bruce channel as well. This here is a postcard that I did get from the SS City of Milwaukee, and it's from the Kucheras, from Ken and Janet. Guys, thank you so much for thinking of me and sending me these postcards. I love this stuff. I get mail all the time. I'm going to be posting a P.O. box not too long from now here in Creston. So any of you want to send me mail directly, I'll be promoting it there. But thank you. Custard, yes, JRS, it's custard. There's the C word, custard, that cream filling. Oh, I love it. The Boston cream from Timmy Hortons has that custard interior and chocolate on the top, honey glaze, and you bite into it. And then you hit the custard on the inside. To die for. And then you sip down a little bit of coffee behind it. Oh, the taste buds are just exploding. Of course, the midsection is just, reaching out. I mean, this is the kind of food you eat in Canada for winter, because you have to have padding to protect you against those cold, cold winters. Don't believe those people talking about climate change and warming of the planet. You got to have your Boston cream. But yes, life is like a Boston cream. Mickey Mouse, my spirit animal. Good afternoon, Jan. You are correct. Custard. Jan, hi, Mickey. Nice to see you. Ken, gas prices $2.26 in Saginaw, Michigan. We have Tim Hortons here, and we had a Boston cream earlier this week. You see, I love those. I also love the honey curlers. They're kind of like a donut, but they look like a truck tire. But they're kind of all sugary on the outside. I kind of like the Boston cream a little more. That's just me, though. Paul Thompson, hi, Bruce. Good to see you. Regards from Paul in the United Kingdom. I have viewers from around the world. following me on both channels. It's fantastic. Welcome all of you from anywhere and everywhere. Say hi to me if you can. Love to hear from you. Hi, Bruce. Hello from sunny Malibu. Sandy, how you doing from Malibu? Nice to have you. Dylan LaRue, hi there. Carnival earnings call tomorrow. Thoughts? I'm not sure if it's an earnings call, Dylan. I thought it was being touted as an analyst's call, so they're certainly going to be talking earnings, but I think they're going to be talking logistics as well. And whatever they're going to talk about, it ain't going to be pretty. It just is not going to be a pretty chat. The analysts who are going to listen to this call tomorrow are not going to run home and catch up with each other in let's say a little park and start a campfire and then dance around it and sing Kumbaya with each other. This isn't going to happen. The thinking is going to be, oh my gosh, how bad is this? Because there are no ships sailing with paying passengers. There won't be any ships sailing with paying passengers for quite some time. No one knows when, because no one can say when. Florida ports, done for. There will be no cruise ships going in and out of Florida ports, not with Florida having 8,000 to 10,000 cases of the virus per day. Are you kidding me? No international passenger will be allowed to fly in to Florida to even go there for any reason, let alone a cruise. And anyone on a cruise, you want to take a chance and you would be allowed to go on a cruise ship, and then you come back a week later and there's 5 people on the ship that have the virus. You're not getting off that ship. All 2,000 of you, 6,000 of you, how many are? You're going to be sitting 5 miles off the coast of Florida in a mandatory quarantine in your cabin. Good luck with that. Not happening. There's no good news coming from Carnival. The other news that they're going to talk about is their retirement of their older cruise ships. 2 are already done for. One for the Costa line, and now one just for the P&O line they just announced the other day. These ships have been sold off, never to come back, probably going to be scrapped. They at least 4 more. They've promised 6 ships will be retired. I think they've got 15 to go. They have at least 15 candidates they could dump, because they have 9 cruise lines. And unless the ships that they're talking about have 85% or more balcony cabin rooms, it's uneconomic to sail these things. The ship they just announced 2 days ago, the P&O Oceania, that ship had 1,008 cabins, and 401 had balconies. 607 did not have a balcony. None. I cannot see one of those 607 rooms being allowed to be sold to a paying passenger by health authorities in Europe or the US when we start up again. I can then see the remaining cabins, 401. I can then see 300 of those, 250 of those. They'll allow those to be filled. Well, you're down to 500, 600 passengers. The ship used to hold 2,400. Cruising has been, for most of us, a bargain vacation. We could go in a 5-star luxury cruise ship through the Caribbean, Panama Canal, Mexico cruises from the West Coast. We could sail in Europe. We could sail in Asia. We could go to places on a cruise ship for a fraction of what it would cost you to fly on your own to these places and stay in a 5-star hotel. You couldn't do it. But on a 5-star service on a cruise ship, $600 a week, $700 a week, $800 a week per person. That's a deal instead of $3,000-$4,000 a week. The only reason the cruise lines could do that, they could offer us a deal like that, was volume. They would take a ship with 20 decks, put 6,500 paying passengers on it with 2,000 crew, and we would be pampered for a week, and we'd hate to get off the dang thing because we'd be spoiled rotten. Now, a ship of that caliber, they'll be allowed maybe 2,000 passengers, 2,500 passengers instead of 6,500. Who is going to pay the price to operate that vessel now? It's paid by 40% of the paying passengers, 50%. Minimum double or 2.5 times as much is what it's going to cost if the cruise lines want to survive economically. Because the captain is the captain and the crew is the crew, the engineer, the guys in the plumbing department, the air conditioning department, all the guys who make all the systems work, they cannot be laid off. You can't have half of the operation staff of a cruise ship because they only have half the passengers. Oh, no. You can have fewer room stewards. Yeah. You can have fewer waiters. Yeah. they're the lowest paid people on the ship. So you can cut the lowest paid staff back, but you can't cut back the specialists. And the insurance company, you think the insurance company is going to say to Carnival, oh, hey, you're only going with half the people. We'll cut the insurance rate in case your ship sinks by 50%. That isn't going to happen. No, the insurance rate's going to be just as high as it always was, no matter how many or how few are on the ship. Carnival has got nothing but bad news to talk about, but they're going to try to put a lipstick on this pig. They're going to try to put lipstick on it and talk about the potential wonderful future that we might have. I just, oh my gosh, I would not want to be the Carnival guys in front of the analysts tomorrow. No, I don't want to be those guys. Devin, hello from Stansbury Park, Utah. Welcome, Devin, to my show today and channel. Nice to have you here. Jason Kimmons, he'll Lakeland, Florida, 209 is gas, 97 degrees with 43% humidity. Jason, welcome from Lakeland, Florida. Nice to have you here. Sean Murphy's here. Bruce, Denver, 90 degrees, going to 100 today. Oh my gosh, Sean, you hang in there. Scott Weber, hi. Just got to go, or I just got here. Welcome, Scott. Nice to have you. Sean Murphy, I can't wait for Carnival. Thank goodness I have one share of Tesla, and you've got the right stock. That's for sure. Right now, you've got the right stock. There's a company on a roll. MG Toe, New York reminds me of Italy. Thieves and pickpockets everywhere. I know you don't like Italy, MG. I know it. William, love your channel. Really good way to stay in touch and anticipate the market. William, thank you. I just have a habit of following it all the time. Of course, I've always followed the cruise line business from my other channel, and then from my ex-career being in the investment field, always following what's going on, but try to read between the lines as to what's really happening out there. Scott Weber, if you have cell service, you have internet hookup, there you go. Scott Weber, I canceled my October cruise in Japan and South Korea. No need to make final payment, and I actually bought a new car yesterday. Now looking forward to heading to the Sierras for a vacation. Right on, Scott. Make that work for you. Way to go, buddy. Sandy Robinson just went down to the coast in Puerto Verdes. Fantastic. Scott Weber sounds like a smart plan. Scott Weber saying, Jan, think my ophthalmal, you know who that is, that I can drive again. It's the first guy I've owned in 15 years. Ophthalmologist. That's the word, isn't it? Ophthalmologist. Maddie Ryan, I owned Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival. I sold them all at a loss and put into Tesla and Amazon. Not only did make my losses back, but I've gained about 3 times of my amount. Robinhood allows partial shares. Way to go, Maddie. And that's, see, this is the other thing about Robinhood. I keep reading articles out there about how Robinhood it's just the worst. It's just the worst. I don't get very many positive articles on Robinhood. It's like, these naive investors are being conned into using this free trading service, and they're losing all kinds of dollars, and they're getting they're getting their brains handed to them. And then there's the Wall Street guys, the so-called top flight experts who are saying stuff like, well, it can't be good. These people playing the market like they're sports betting. This is not a good idea. Blah blah blah. They really need an advisor. Well, you tell me. Where do you find an advisor if you've got less than 15, 20 grand, 30 grand to invest? Because unless you've got some serious coin, there is no advisor going to give you the time of day. Just not going to happen. The pressure on financial advisors to bring in accounts of 500,000 to $1 million and higher is unbearable, and the humiliation, the humiliation that a financial advisor has to take from their supervisors when they do bring in an account of $50,000 is unbearable. They just get hammered by their bosses. Like, you're never going to make your quotas. You're not even worth your desk anymore. And so they're not interested. They just can't talk to small investors. So what do? I say, build your own ETF. I don't know if you know what that means, but an exchange traded fund where, if you're prepared to put in a certain amount of money into an investment account as kind of a monthly contribution or something like that, great idea. Open up a Robinhood account down in the States, free of charge. You can trade for nothing. You can buy $1's worth of Amazon stock or $20 worth or $15, whatever you want. And I say at the very least, what I would think is if every month you're going to put $100 to work in the market, find 5 or 10 stocks that companies that you can relate to and understand and follow, maybe that you use yourself. Apple, yeah, Amazon, perhaps, the FANG stocks, Facebook, and buy $100 worth of these shares. If you've got 5 stocks you like, buy $20 a month of each one of them, and just put an order in to buy $20 worth of each one of those shares, and just add it to your portfolio every month. Every month, doesn't matter if the shares go up, down, wherever they are. Just keep doing it. $1,200 a year. There you go. Put it into these stocks and forget about it. And 5 years from now, you'll have put $6,000 into the market. Something tells me you'll be worth more than $6,000 if those are the 5. If you're in the top group. Now, you're going to buy penny stock. Joe's catering business in in Memphis with one location. Good luck to you. You're gambling. Now, there are people out there, I admit, who are looking at the stock market like they look at the sports game. They think of it as a football game, and they're prepared to put $100 on the line and get into risky, high-flying issues. They want to buy today and sell later today because they like the action. Those aren't investors. Those are action players. There's a special place for those guys. It's sportsbook betting. But right now, the sportsbook bettors they have nowhere to go. So they're in the market looking for a day trade. And there's all kinds of crazy stories going on. And I agree with the market experts that really shouldn't be the plan. But hey, if you're prepared to lose $100 a week sports betting, and you want to throw $100 a week into the market and try to find the long shot winning ticket, have at it. Knock yourself out. The $100 is appreciated by the rest of us who are, long-termers. But if you're serious about building a portfolio, and you at the moment, you can start with a small amount, and then over time, hopefully you'll be able to build your income and put more to work in the market. You can put it into 5 or 10 or 20 different stocks, or you can buy, you get $30, buy $1 of each of the Dow 30 industrials. Just buy $1 of every stock on the Dow 30. Now you got the whole index yourself. You got the index in your portfolio. Every month you're throwing in $90. You're buying $3 of each stock, commission free, every month into your portfolio. And you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about these companies legitimate or not. You don't have to worry about if they're going to be in business tomorrow or not. They probably are. They're in the Dow 30. They're the largest corporations in America. And now you're reflecting the Dow. On the other hand, you could say, well, instead of just buying the individual stock, I'll just buy a stock index fund, which mirrors the market. You can do that too. Do some research. Look up YouTube videos on how to invest, how to utilize Robinhood. Great idea. Anyway, there you go. Can be done. Ray and Sue's Travel Channel. Hi, Bruce. Ray and Sue's Travel Channel are in the house. Cruise stocks set to drop again. I think has the market today priced the Carnival bad news already? No. The stocks went down today, but the stocks aren't down enough. I think they're going to go substantially lower for another shot, I'm sorry to say. Sean Murphy, I love balconies. Have to air out after the disco, right on. I can see that. Jen, Scott, terrific. You will have a wonderful vacation and not have to worry about all the restrictions of cruising with that new car. Dylan LaRue, very exciting. Love watching the stock show too. I don't know what I'm going to do with all my s'mores supplies. Ray and Sue, Bruce, I doubt that the price of cruises will go up hundreds of percent. Cruise lines will have to find the right balance. Else customers won't book if they want to. Well, I tell you, Ray and Sue, keep this in mind. Since March of this year, basically since March, cruise lines have been shut down, voluntarily or otherwise. And this year, for the whole year, 2020, we're supposed to have 30 million people take a cruise. Well, that number is probably going to only be about 6 or 7 million because of the first few months of the year only. And 24 million didn't get a cruise. Now, of the 24 million that already have been canceled out or are going to be canceled out before the year is out, 24 million, I would guess maybe 14 million will take their money back and 10 million will take a future cruise credit. And so they'll take a cruise going forward. Now, 2021, There were supposed to be 32 million people cruising in 2021. I bet you that the cruise lines had, by March of this past year, they probably already had 3/4 of those cruises sold out. So 25 million were already sold out of the 32 million. And I'm going to say that maybe 5 million to 10 million have canceled because they're worried about things. The rest have not canceled. So I'm going to guess that out of the 25 million, 15 million are still booked for next year. It leaves only 17 million openings. Okay. 17 million. Most of those have been gobbled up by the folks who got canceled out this year. They've gobbled them up. All right. But here's the problem. If the cruise lines are allowed to start sailing January the 1st, 2021, which I don't think they will, but let's say just for the heck of it, they could. And if they're restricted to 50% occupancy, that right there means 16 million can go, not 32 million. And if we've lost 10 or 15 cruise ships because of retirements and scrapping and all that, that means we're not at 16 million that are going to be able to go cruising. It's going to be maybe 12 million that can go cruising. All of a sudden, we have a shortage. There's a shortage of cabins for the anticipated number of people who'd like to go on a cruise. And as this goes on, as we stretch this out into 2021 next summer, if we don't start cruising by then, we got a whole bunch more cancellations. We have a whole bunch of others rolling over with cruise credits, others taking refunds. Cruise lines are going to double their fares and get it because there's nothing else you can do. You can't get that deal. Now, the competition used to be, well, if you don't go to cruise, you can always go on an all-inclusive resort and maybe I can get a deal there. Well, if the rules are in a 1,000-room resort that now you can only have 600 rooms occupied from social distancing point of views, their restaurants, their bars, their pools, all that, they have to reduce their capacity by 30, 40, 50%. There's a squeeze on there for available holiday space. There haven't been a whole bunch of new resorts built in the last 6 months for the anticipated increase in business. Everything's been shut down. And so we have a problem here. I think we're going to have a lack of product available for the next 5 years until this thing is sorted out. And the miracle would be, of course, a vaccine is created, and as soon as you get the shot, you'll never again get this virus. But I don't see that happening. I don't see something like that happening, not quickly. And even when it's available, I see the anti-vaxxers not buying into the program, and I see various versions of the virus beginning to appear that are immune to the virus, to the vaccine. So there'll have to be additional vaccines created behind the first one to get the other versions of the virus. It's just an absolute mess. And so I'm kind of sitting here going, I don't think we're going to see 30 million people on cruise ships for a decade, at least a decade, and it might not happen at all. I've got this real bad vibe right now about this whole thing. I sure hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong on this. Sandy, hey, Scott Weber, nice to meet you. I'm really missing cruises. Scott Weber, Sandy, I still have a future cruise credit with Carnival, but right now I will be looking at land-based trips close to home. Eileen reviews. Hi, Bruce from Amsterdam. Eileen, welcome. Eileen, welcome. Or Eileen, nice to have you here. I'm terrible with names, as you all should know. Rosie, hot and steamy in Central Florida. What do you think about Shopify? I understand that Shopify lately has become the most valuable Canadian stock listed on the stock market. Now it takes the title as the highest capitalized value company in Canada, which is a dubious distinction because several companies in the past, like what was that? That BlackBerry was once rated as the most valuable company in Canada. Nortel, way back when, that's 30 years ago, and others, and they haven't fared well. But Shopify, online selling in an online world, but I can't give you an honest opinion of them. I don't follow them intimately, so I really don't know. But they've been compared to kind of like a Amazon Lite, like Amazon Junior. So there you go. Jan, Bruce, you are winning 31 in the house with 31 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for giving my show thumbs ups today. I really appreciate it. It helps the analytics of this channel a lot. Please consider subscribing to my channel as well. I appreciate that. Maddie, for your information, Robinhood has a waiting list you have to clear in order to buy partial shares. Even if one doesn't want to invest for a few months, they should join soon and get on the partial waiting list. Isn't that amazing? That shows you the demand. Jan, oops, winning. Daryl, Austin, Texas, 98 feels like 108. Gas, $1.80 a gallon. I'm holding out on low price cruise stocks to invest in. Good move. Your wish might be granted here. Jason Kimmons, the cruise industry has been brought down to its knees. Yeah, and the airlines. Jason, more like its ankles. Yeah, the airlines and the hotels, car rental, of course. Hertz is virtually bankrupt. Yeah, it's bad. It is bad. I'm still waiting for Disney to drop in price. Disney is bucking the trend. I know that Disney wants to reopen their parks, but the union people are saying we can't guarantee the safety of our employees at your parks. Look what's happening in California and Florida, two states in the United States where the biggest properties are, and the virus is winning big time, really winning. Why should we have $12 to $20 an hour people be exposed to a killer virus? It's just not worth it. They're better off being unemployed, working from home, doing something, anything. I don't know what, but my goodness, it's rough. Yeah, it's really rough. Don't know what to make of that. Are you ready for some trivia? I got some trivia questions for you guys. One of them actually, looking here, a couple are actually tourism related. And I've got one here about food. We all love food, don't we? Gosh, I love food. Let's see what we can do. Sandy is giving me the thumbs up signal today. Thank you for that. Jason is saying that Disney opens on the 11th in Florida. All theme parks will be open. I really, I don't know how that can happen. I don't agree with it. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be going. There's no way I would take my daughter if this were 20 years ago. And I have a 10-year-old daughter. There's no way that Jennifer and I would be taking our daughter to Disney World under any circumstances. Not the Universal. We wouldn't be in a plane right now. Even if we could, we can't even fly into the U.S. I can't even walk into the U.S. I'm 3 miles north of the border. Can't get there. There would be no way. There would just be no way at all. Unbelievable. Ray and Sue's travel channel. I appreciate your points on vacation. And cruise companies capitalizing on the opportunity. I get that, but there's a fine line between stretching prices and hacking off the customer. Oh, I agree. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. But it'll come down to the fine point where the auditor, the accountant at the cruise line will say, well, all right, ship such and such. We're allowed this many people on board. This is the cost to run the ship for a week under these conditions. This is what we need to break even. Can we get it? And that price is going to be higher. It just is. Instead of having, say, 4,000 passengers on the Bliss, you're now down to 1,800 on the Bliss. The 1,800 have to pay the cost of that ship for a week. There's no getting around it. You can't pretend it's not there. And it's not like the cruise line can take advantage of all kinds of tax write-offs. They don't get tax write-offs. And so, yeah, it comes down to the end game where someone has to pay. Now, I understand, and I totally get it. If the cruise lines start cruising with a limited number of ships and they slowly ramp it up and they keep their prices, very affordable, they want a demand factor. They want to have that. They want to brag that for every cabin they've got, 2 cruisers for every cruiser they can handle. But they want to also be able to say, sorry, we'd love to bring everyone along for the ride, but we can't because, the CDC and the health authorities are holding us down. So that they won't be coming off as the bad guys. But in reality, they'll be able to up their prices. They'll up them a couple $100 a week per person right away. They'll charge more for other services. They might come up with all-inclusive cruising and deals and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you look forward in 2021 and 2022, what will be the cost of a 1-week cruise, say, to the Caribbean or to, Mallorca from Europe? It'll be higher, and it could be substantially higher because there's just that many people who want it. And yeah, they will lose the bottom-end cruiser. They will lose all the inside room cruisers, the ocean view cruisers, the bargain hunter cruisers, but they will retain their high-end cruisers. They'll retain their balcony cruisers who wanted the services. And if that's all you're limited to, what are you risking now? What do you got to risk? You can't bring in the inside discount cruiser anyway. No room, not allowed to sell them a room. And so they can't afford the balcony. I'm sorry. That's, we're limited as a cruise line as to what we can do. Like I say, I just think the cruise lines will not have the inventory to satisfy the demand. And so the prices will just naturally rise up. But even then, I don't know if they'll be able to get enough. That will be the trick of it. It could be a bit of a sticker shock for a lot of folks. Mickey Mouse, Spirit Animal, Bruce, Disney started today, and they will be going on without the equity union members. Oh, okay. We'll watch for that. We'll see if picket lines go up and what happens. I don't know. Yeah, Mickey Mouse, I tell you, it will be interesting to watch, no question. All right, let me set up my my trivia. I've got some trivia questions lined up here, ready to roll. Got my Big S iPad and my Big S iPad pencil. And let me fire up the iPad machine here, and let's see how you guys do on some of these trivia questions I've got set up for you. Kind of looking forward to this. I'm holding my Big S telephone here to make sure I can read my comments and get your answers here. Let's see if this wants to work properly. Hopefully it will. Come on over. Come on. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Let's get this started. All right. Here's your first question of the day. Let me pop up your first question right here. Tell me, folks, world cities, the cities in the world that have at least, the cities of the world that have at least 3 hotels with 1,000 or more rooms per hotel. So we're looking for big hotels in big cities. What cities of the world can boast that they've got at least 3 hotels in their town that have 1,000 rooms or more each? And let's see how you guys do on this one. Maddie, totally understand everything's subject to change. However, I can go on Carnival, Royal, Norwegian now, and in 22 and still buy inside cabins. Yes, you can, but will you be able to board the ship? That's the question. They're still offering them. I know. They haven't yet been forbidden to do that, but the question will be, will they be forbidden to do that because of the new changes? That's the trick question here. We have Jan thinking Dubai. They've got big hotels. You know what? Dubai has 3 hotels with 1,000 rooms or more. The JW Marriott Marquis Dubai has 1,608. And it's the tallest hotel in the world. That's 1,165 feet. That's 110 plus stories tall. Let's see. Mickey Mouse, my spirit animal, thinks New York City is in the mix. You are correct. There are 9 hotels in New York City that are 1,000 rooms or more. New York Hilton Midtown at 1,980 is the big one. Las Vegas, Matty Ryan, you're the winner here. That's the number 1 city in the world for hotels with 1,000 or more rooms. 32 of them. Dubai has 3. New York has 9. Las Vegas, 32 hotels with 1,000 or more rooms each. The Venetian and Palazzo, 7,117 rooms. Second largest hotel in the world by number of rooms. Las Vegas is where you go for big hotels. Carla Miller thinking Chicago. There are 7 hotels in Chicago, including the Hyatt Regency. Excuse me, Hyatt Regency in Chicago. 2,020 rooms. So yes, Elaine had Las Vegas. Mickey Mouse had Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. I do not have Houston, Texas showing 3 or more hotels with 1,000 rooms each. So Houston doesn't even make the list. That's a big place. Who else we got? Rosie had New York. Just give me one answer at a time, folks. Only one at a time. Mickey Mouse, Denver, Colorado. How about Denver for a lot of hotel rooms? Big hotels. Nope, Denver does not make this list. Abu Dhabi. The city of Abu Dhabi. No, Abu Dhabi is not there. Dubai is, but Abu Dhabi is not. Monte Carlo. Sorry, Howard. No, not Monte Carlo. 1,000 or more rooms. Miami. Mickey Mouse, Spirit Animal. What about Miami in Florida? Nope, Miami does not have 3 or more hotels with 1,000 rooms each. JRS. Jan is thinking Singapore. The city of Singapore. There are 3 in Singapore. Marina Bay Sands, 2,561 rooms, is the biggest hotel in Singapore. They've got 3 of them. Eileen, Beijing in China. Beijing does not make the list. Sorry, Sean. Sandy Robinson, Vancouver, British Columbia, for hotels with 1,000 rooms. Nope, not in Vancouver. Elaine, what about Tokyo in Japan? 4 hotels in Tokyo are bigger than 1,000 rooms. The Shingawa Prince Hotel, 3,680 rooms, is the big one in Tokyo. Sorry, I'm late, says Brittany Anderson. Welcome, Brittany. She thought Tokyo as well. Bill Carroll thinking London in the United Kingdom. London for big hotels. They've got 3. The Royal National Hotel, 1,630 rooms, is the biggest one in London. So that made the list. Brittany, she's thinking Rome in Italy, in Italia. Rome does not make the list. Neither does the Vatican. San Francisco, Sean is thinking San Francisco, do they have rooms, hotels with big? Yes, 4 of them in San Francisco. Hilton San Francisco Union Square, 1,908 rooms, big hotel. There are 4 of them in San Francisco. Orlando, Florida. Eileen, yes, the number 2 city in the world for big hotels. Number 1 is Las Vegas, 32. Number 2 is Orlando, 17. The big one is Disney's Port Orleans Resort, 3,056 rooms, 17 hotels, 1,000 rooms or more in Orlando. Then New York with 9. New York is in 3rd place. That's quite the list. Let's see here. New Orleans. New Orleans. Brittany is wondering about New Orleans. Nope, not making the list. Jan is thinking Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Not on the list for 1,000 rooms or more, interestingly. Cairo. Brittany, what about Cairo in Egypt? Cairo does not make the list. Jakarta. Eileen is thinking Jakarta. Nope, not there either. We've got Taipei in Taiwan. Taiwan. No, not making the list. Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. The capital of Saudi Arabia, no, but you know what? Mecca. The city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia qualifies. 6 hotels, 1,000 or more. The Anyam Hotel Makkah, 17,043 rooms. 1,743 rooms. 1,743 in Mecca in Saudi Arabia makes the list. Branson in Missouri. Missouri. Not big enough, no. Paris in France. Paris, France. 5 hotels. The big one is the Disney Newport Bay Club, 1,098 rooms in Disney World. It's one of the big ones. Interesting. Honolulu in Hawaii. Honolulu has 4. The Hilton Hawaiian Village, 3,386 rooms in Honolulu. Yes, Honolulu made the list. Bill Carroll, Toronto. Yeah, Toronto has 3. The Eaton Chelsea Hotel, 1,590 rooms, is the big one in TO. Dylan LaRue, what about Laughlin, Nevada? Yes, 5 hotels in Laughlin, Nevada, 1,000 rooms or more each. Aquarius Casino Resort, 1,907 rooms. The city of Laughlin has 7,300 people living there. And they've got 5 hotels with 1,000 or more rooms. So, yeah, this is a town made on tourism, of course. Barcelona. Sean is thinking Barcelona in España. But nope, it didn't make the list. Washington, D.C. Matty is thinking Washington. There are 3 hotels in the nation's capital in the USA. The Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center, 2,000 rooms, is the big one in Washington. Brittany Anderson, she's thinking Sydney, Australia. Not on the list. Not 3 or more hotels. Reno, Bill Carroll. What about Reno, Nevada? Yeah, there are 6 hotels in Reno, 1,000 or more each. Grand Sierra Resort, 2,001 rooms. Reno has a whole bunch of big hotels there. Makes sense, doesn't it? Bangkok, Thailand. Bangkok, not on the list. Let's see here. Reno, Bangkok, Anaheim for Walt Disneyland. Anaheim, no, not there. I'm looking for a city um, where Donald Trump used to own some hotels and casinos, and he lost a couple in that town too. Do you know what town I'm talking about? It's on the East Coast. What city am I thinking about? Um, I'm thinking about a city in the California, where a lot of tourists go every year. The big city in California, the big one, not Anaheim, the big one. Thinking about a city in Texas, not Houston, but the other big city in Texas. You know which one I'm talking about? Matty, you know which one I'm talking about. Dallas. It's Dallas. 5 hotels in Dallas. The Sheraton Dallas Hotel, 1,840 rooms. Unbelievable. Big, big hotels there. Brussels and Atlantic City. Atlantic City, New Jersey, 7 hotels, 1,000 or more rooms. The Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa, 2,802 rooms in the Borgata. That's the big one. Brussels does not make it. I'm looking for the big city in California. There it is. Los Angeles. LA, 6 hotels fall with the Hilton. And someone was saying Anaheim, and I poo-pooed Anaheim. I apologize because it looks like LA, the metropolitan area of LA, including Anaheim, because the hotel that they are quoting me is the Hilton Anaheim, 1,572 rooms. So Anaheim, you guys are great. You nailed it. All right, San Diego, Sacramento. San Diego has 5. Manchester Grand Hyatt Hotel, 1,625 rooms in San Diego. Someone said New Orleans. It was Brittany had New Orleans. I missed this. There are 4 there. Hilton, New Orleans, Riverside, 1,660 rooms. Brittany, I apologize. I missed that one. You got it all along. Beautifully done. I've got 2 left. I have Macau in China, mainland China. Macau, gambling like Las Vegas. 6 hotels. The Sands Cotai Central, 6,000 rooms in Macau. There are 6 hotels, 1,000 or more rooms. And Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, with the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, 1,675 rooms, the biggest hotel in Atlanta. And that did our first quiz right there. Everyone, you did a great, great job. Okay, I got the second quiz for you. We're getting right into it. It's all about travel here. Talk to me about this one. Tell me the U.S. airports, the top 20 for international passengers. What are the 20 airports in the United States? Tell me the city or the name of the airport, doesn't matter. Tell me the 20 busiest airports in the U.S. on U.S. territorial land, hint, hint, that handle international passengers, okay? Not the domestic ones, but the internationals. And let's see how you guys do on those. There are 24 of you still here. Thank you for being here today. The busiest U.S. airports for international passengers. There should be the thingy. Hang on a second. Here it is. Boom. Busiest U.S. air passengers. There we go. Okay. Let's find out. We've got, let's see here. We have New Orleans coming in. Brittany is thinking New Orleans for international passengers. And let me double check. Looking through here. I'm not finding New Orleans. That would be the Satchmo airport, the airport named after Louis Armstrong, isn't it? And it doesn't show in the top 20, but I bet you it's in the top 25. Dallas, Fort Worth. Carla Miller is thinking Dallas, Fort Worth. Yep, 5.1 million passengers a year. That puts it at the number 10 slot. 100,000 a week normally. Great. Not these days. Maddie thinking Los Angeles. LAX. Yeah, LAX. Number 2 in the United States. 16.8 million passengers a year in normal years. Maddie Ryan, San Francisco. SFO, San Francisco, 8.6 million passengers a year, 7th busiest in the United States for international passengers. Jan is thinking Miami. Number 3 is Miami, 16.5 million. Very busy airport for international travel. All those Caribbean countries, of course, and from Europe. Brittany Anderson, she's thinking Orlando. Orlando, the house, the airport that a mouse built. Let's take a look here for Orlando. It is in the top 20, number 20. 2.2 million international passengers a year into Orlando International, specifically for Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, you betcha. Sean Murphy, thinking Denver. We're thinking Denver here. Denver. I'm looking for Denver. Does Denver make it in the top 20 for international flyers? It doesn't make it. Not Denver. No. Domestic, busy. Yeah. Sean is thinking Seattle. Seattle. Let me take a peek for Seattle. Yeah, Seattle Tacoma International, 2.5 million passengers a year, 17th most in the USA. Maddie is thinking Newark, the airport in Newark Liberty International Airport, 10.5 million, number 5 in America for international arrivals. Sean, JFK in New York. John F. Kennedy International, yes, number 1 in America for international arrivals, 21.4 million. Your top 3, JFK, LAX, and Miami. Those are your top 3 right there. The Tyler Show, hey there. How you doing, Tyler Show? Brittany, Honolulu in Hawaii. Yes, Honolulu, 3.7 million. 13th highest in the USA. Carla Miller, Chicago O'Hare. Yep, number 4 on the list, 11.5 million. Chicago has come in. Welcome all of you from Chicago who follow me. Sean Murphy is thinking Atlanta. The Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport is number 6 for international arrivals, 9.1 million passengers a year in regular years. Who else have we got here? Going through some more here. Charlotte. Sean is thinking about Charlotte. Charlotte is not in the top 20. St. George, Utah. That would be Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City, I don't see in the top 20. Houston, Matty Ryan. George Bush International Airport, I believe, is in Houston, and that would be the number 8 airport, 7.47 million passengers a year. Number 8. Las Vegas, yes, that would be McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, 2.2 million. And I bet you a bunch of them are Canadians because we love coming down to Vegas. Let's see here. San Juan, Puerto Rico. San Juan in Puerto Rico. Not showing San Juan in the top 20. Dulles, that would be Dallas. Sorry, that would be Dallas. That would be Washington. And it is Washington Dulles International. That's the actual name of the airport. Number 9, 5.7 million. Yes, we've got Washington Dulles. Newark, Boston. We have Boston popping up. That will be Logan International, number 12. 3.8 million a year. Absolutely. Let's continue on here. Boston, SeaTac, Houston, and Phoenix. Nope. I still have about 5 to go. I'm looking for the Motor City. I'm looking for the City of Brotherly Love. I'm looking for the airport nearest Miami International that would be holding a lot of international flights in and out. I'm looking for the airport not in the U.S. mainland, but on an island in the Pacific and not Hawaii. Which one am I talking about? And I'm looking for a city in the Midwest, part of the Twin Cities. Oh, those are hints, guys. You can't miss these. You can't miss hints like that. Jan, Detroit, man. The Motor City. It's too easy, Bruce. Detroit, Metropolitan Wayne County Airport. 3.8 million people, 11th place in America for international flyers. Matty Ryan, Philadelphia, City of Brotherly Love. Yeah, 3.6 million, number 14 on the list. Fort Lauderdale, Sean, you got it. The closest airport to Miami would be the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. 15th place, 2.8 million passengers a year. Brittany Anderson, Guam in the Pacific. Yes, it is the Antonio B. Juan Pat International Airport, 2.7 million, 16th place overall. And the Twin Cities answer, Brittany, Minneapolis. Yes, Minneapolis, St. Paul International, the 18th busiest airport in the United States for international passengers, 2.5 million. There's the next. We've done the second quiz. It's all done. Number 2 gone. Guys are fast today. Alrighty, now I got one. This is an international quiz for you guys. Talk to me, kids. Talk to me. The top 20 calorie consuming countries per capita. That's right. What countries of the world are eating. We're eating good eats. Who is leading the way for high calorie intake eating around the world? I'm looking for the top 20 countries. Cheers to you from my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, and this channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. Love the fact that you're here. You've joined me tonight. Throw me a thumbs up if you can. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about Stock Markets with Bruce. We'll keep it going. Looking now for countries where we have the highest caloric intake per person per average. And Brittany, you're starting it off on the right foot. The United States of America, yeah, number one, baby. 3,770 calories is the average daily caloric intake of a typical American. I know that includes babies and children. So this number is shocking. Yes, but it's true. Jan, Italy, number 6 in the world, 3,660 calories, about 100 behind. Brittany Anderson, she's thinking Canada, man. Canada, number 11, 3,560. We're not far behind you. We love our cheese. We love our Boston cream donuts up here, you know. Brittany Anderson, she's thinking China. China is not in the top 20 for caloric intake. No way. Sean is thinking Mexico. The country of Mexico, not in the top 20. No way. Brittany, Brazil. Brasilia is not in the top 20. France. Brittany Anderson, what about France? Yes, number 9. French, 3,550 calories in France. There's some pretty decadent food in France. Indeed. Russ Peters, Denmark. Bruce. Denmark is not showing, but the countries all around Denmark are. So just keep guessing. Brittany, Spain, España. No, Spain is not in the top 20 either. Jan, Greece, number 3, 3,700 calories. The Greeks love their sweets. Sean is thinking India. No, and not India. No, too many skinny people in India. Bill Carroll, what about Germany? Bruce, Germany, the Germans. You know, they love that beer and schnitzel and stuff. 12th place. Yeah, the Germans. Right behind Canada, 3,530. Actually, we're tied. We're tied with Germany. We love to eat. Austria, Jan, number 2 country in the world, 3,760 calories, only 10 behind America. Austrians have strudel und Bier. Oh, yes, there's good food in Austria. If you're an American and you ever get a chance to take a trip to Austria, you're going to love it because the food is awesome. If you love food, you're going to like Austria. Denmark, I think we've tried. Belgium has just come in here. Yeah, Belgium, number 4, 3,690. Their pancakes, what do they called? Crepes, and all the decadent food in Belgium. Oh my gosh, the cheese and the Belgian chocolate. Oh my God, it's so good. Brittany, Egypt. I don't think so. I don't think Egyptians are really that well fed compared to the Western world. No, I don't think so. I think you have to stick to the G20 countries, maybe the G10. The United Kingdom, the UK, 18th place, 3,440 calories. Finlandia. Finland does not rank in the top 20. They're in pretty good shape over there. Maybe they eat a lot of fish and maybe that keeps them down. I don't know. Sweden, the Swedes, not on the list. Oh, I'm going to have to get a couple of burgers, says Dylan. Sean Murphy, Russia. The Russians, aren't they just eating like crazy in Russia? They're not. No, they're not. They're not eating like we're eating. Norway. How about Norway? Yep, number 16, Norway, 3,460 calories. Belgian waffles, Jan is going, oh yeah. Russia and Spain have come in. All right, I've got to give you some hints. Think European countries really tiny, like really tiny. One is an island, one is landlocked. One of them is next door to Spain. So it's not Spain, but they're next door neighbors. Think about a country where you're going to get latkes. Where would you get latkes? Think about that. These guys are neighboring the United Kingdom, but they're not the United Kingdom. They've got a lot of beer there. Let's see. Neighbors to Greece. This country is in Europe and in Asia at the same time. What's that country? What are you when you're starving? I'm really starving right now. What's another way to say that word? It's the name of a country called that. All right, here we go. Let me get these answers because I know you're coming in with them already. Switzerland, yes, Switzerland, number 20. Didn't have to give a hint. 3,420 calories from Switzerland. South Korea, not on the list. Not even North Korea. Luxembourg, number 5. It's the tiny country, Luxembourg. 3,690 calories. Luxembourgers, like Germans and Americans, we love to eat. Malta, yeah, the island. That's right. Number 7 is Malta. Very well to do. 3,590 calories. Ireland, yes, Ireland, neighbor to the UK. 13th highest caloric intake country in the world. Portugal, Spain's neighbor, 8th place. Yeah, they love to eat in Portugal too. Israel, we're going to get a lot around here. Israel, 10th highest for caloric intake. Oh my God, the pastrami and the corned beef. Are you kidding me? Of course. Yes, obviously. Who else am I going after here? We have Morocco. We have Turkey. Yes, the country of Turkey in Asia and Europe at the same time. 15th highest caloric intake. Have you seen the food in Turkey? It's incredible. Hungary. Yeah, I'm hungry, baby. Hungary, 17th highest number. We have Andorra, Liechtenstein. I only have 2 to go. Hungary, and Moldova. No, I'm looking for Romania, number 14th, and Lithuania, number 19. Those are the top 20 caloric intake countries of the world. And you can probably figure that out why. All right, here's another food one for you. Talk to me, folks. Tell me the names of the Pringles potato chip flavors. What are all the Pringles potato chip flavors? Let's get into the food. 29 correct answers. Give me one at a time. Talk to me about Pringles. There's 18 of you, so you're going to have to give me 2 each. Let's see what happens. One at a time, though. Talk to me. Pringles potato chip flavors. Have you got a favorite? Do you know someone that eats Pringles? What kind of Pringles do they like? And let's find out how we do on this one. Let me set up my marker here. Pringles flavors. Oh my gosh, here they come. Jan, ketchup. I love ketchup. Do they have one called ketchup? They actually don't have one called ketchup. There's original. Yes, that is a correct answer. There's the original. Sour cream and onion. Oh yeah, sour cream and onion is correct. Barbecue. Yes, there's the barbecue, straight barbecue. There's the Memphis barbecue. I'll give you that one. I think those are the 2. I thought there were others, but there's some here with multiple, so keep them coming. What do we got here? Baconator. The bacon. Yeah, we'll give you that one. Bacon. We got that one. We're definitely good there. Brittany, she's thinking pizza. Yes, Pringles comes in pizza flavors. Yes, salt and vinegar. Matty is saying. Yes, salt and vinegar. Absolutely. Dylan, spicy. Let me see what we have for the word spicy. I'm looking. I don't have the word spicy. Okay, jalapeno. Jalapeno. There's jalapeno. Yes, there is. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of takeoffs here. Okay, what have we got? Cheddar cheese. Okay, cheddar cheese. Cheddar and sour cream. Cheddar cheese. Let's see here. Multi-grain farmhouse cheddar. Those are all pretty good. We've got zesty southwestern cheese. Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones here. Sour cream and onion and ranch. Back to the sour cream for a second. Let's just take a look at. We have multi-grain sour cream and onion. Oh, and then what we have here. We had the ranch. We had ranch. Yeah, we have ranch flavor. Correct. We have baked potato coming in here. No, I don't see a baked potato. Well, I do. Loaded baked potato. Loaded baked potato. There it is. Beautiful job, you guys. We got French onion dip chips from Pringles. Yes. Watermelon. Someone is saying, I don't see watermelon. Dill pickle. Dill pickle. I'm looking for anything like dill pickle. Yeah. Extra screaming dill pickle. Yeah. Well done. And cheeseburger. Yes. There's the cheeseburger chips from Pringles as well. Well done, everyone. There's only about 8 left out of the 29. You guys are just killing this category. It tells me a lot about your eating habits. And the caloric intake chart we just finished. Oh my gosh. Let's see if there's any others coming in here. We have shrimp. We have buffalo wings. Yes, we have buffalo ranch. We have extra tangy buffalo wing. On the shrimp side, I'm not showing anything shrimp side. Honey mustard. Yes, honey mustard. We got it. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well, 9 left. They're coming through here. Let's see if I can give something away. There's a country in South America that you got to think about. They're on the west coast of South America where the Andes are. You know the name of that country? There's a flavor named after that country. You'll know what I'm talking about. What do we got? Reduced salt, and we have chicken coming through here. Reduced salt. We have lightly salted. Correct. And I'm not saying anything chicken. Let's see here. Waiting here. I was going to Japanese. There's actually something here. There's wasabi and soy sauce. I'll give you that one. That's kind of, and then chile. Everyone's coming in with chili. Yeah, here we go. Chili conquiso, chili y limon, salsa de chili habanero. There's like 3 right there, all kinds of chilies. Sriracha. Yes, sriracha. Thank you. That's another one gone. We're down to 2 now. I have one here. It's called cinnamon sugar tortilla and zesty salsa tortilla. Those are the last of the flavors. Unbelievable, guys. You're just killing it on the Pringles. That says a lot. It really says. Okay, I got 2 to go. If you can hang out that long, tell me the countries that have the most farm workers. Speaking of food, the countries that have the most farm workers. Can you pick those off? There's 28 countries with the most farm workers. Cheers to all of you in stock markets with Bruce land and traveling with Bruce. By the way, I'm going to be live tonight again, 9:00 Eastern time on La Lita Loca. 9:00 Eastern. I'm hanging out with Tony and Don from Don's Family Vacations. The 3 of us are going to be hanging out. Tony calls us the 3 nerds. I was thinking about the 3 amigos, but I'll mention that. We're live at 9:00 Eastern on La Lita Loca. Come on over there and join us. All righty, what do we got? Okay, farm workers, countries with the most farm workers. All right, Dylan LaRue is thinking the United States of America. Now, I'm going to tell you something about this quiz. This quiz is based on domestic workers, not imported workers. Okay, so the USA doesn't count. The USA is not in the top 28. To make the top 28, you got to have 5 million people from your country working on farms. The United States has about 700,000. It doesn't even make the list. Okay, so sorry, USA no can do. But if you were to add all the people who come in, who pick, maybe then. All right, Tom Henry. Welcome, Tom Henry. China. Yes, sir. Number 1 country in the world. 498 million farm workers in China. Just think about that. 498 million. There are very few countries with that many people, period. Is that a strong lobby or what? Dylan LaRue, India. Yeah, number 2 country. 261 million people in India are farm workers. Unbelievable. Brittany Anderson, she's thinking Chile, the country of Chile, not in the top 28. JRS, Jan, Canada, 370,000. Canada doesn't make the list. Korea. Brittany is wondering about Korea. Either. Nope, neither. Very mechanized or too small. Sean is thinking the United Kingdom. Nope, no way. Are there 5 million people in the UK working on farms? No way. Yeah, can't wait to watch this, Sean. Yeah, we'll be on later tonight. 3 Stooges. There's another one. 3 Amigos, 3 Stooges, the nerds. It's going to be fun. Iraq, the country of Iraq. Nope, not 5 million or more. Sorry, Dylan. Tony needs to have his head. What does that mean? Don't know what that means. Argentina. This is Jan asking about Argentina. Argentina is not on the list with at least 5 million farm workers. Nope. Brittany is thinking Japan, the country of Japan. Nope. Very mechanized. Not there. Examine for the three nurses, Robert. Brittany, what about Cambodia? Cambodia, Bruce, the country of Cambodia, number 28, the last country to make the list with 5 million workers on farms in Cambodia. Sean, Guatemala, not in the top 28, no. Thailand, Sean is thinking Thailand. Yep, 19.4 million farm workers in Thailand, in the top 10 in the world. Taiwan, farm workers, no, not in the top 29. Honduras, the country of Honduras, nope, not there. Vietnam, yeah, 29.3 million Vietnamese work on farms, in the top 7 of the world. Colombia, the country of Colombia in South America, not in the top 29. Iran, the country of Iran, nope, quite advanced civilization, believe it or not, in Iran. So much is not known about Iran, actually. Russia, the Russians, are there a bunch of farmers working on Russian farms? 6.4 million. They're in the top 20. Not that many when you think of a country of 250 million. Venezuela, no, not in the top 29 either. Quite mechanized down there. Nepal, the country of Nepal, 11.3 million. Yes, in the top 15 or so, top 15 of the world. Zimbabwe is not in the top 29. Peru, the country of Peru in South America, no. Who's next here? Morocco, nope. Indonesia, yes, 47.9 million Indonesians out of the 700 Indonesians are farmers. Number 3 in the world for farm workers, Indonesia. Now, Ethiopia, number 6, 30.6 million. They're so busy growing it and eating it and starving. Bad crop, bad news. The country is addicted to what they can grow, and they're barely making it. Malaysia, for farm workers, not in the top 29 advanced civilization. Cambodia, we've tried. Pakistan, 24.9 million farmers in Pakistan. Yes, top 10 country for farm workers. Afghanistan, number 27. 5.2 million farmers in Afghanistan. Spain, does Spain have a lot of farm workers? No. Mechanized. They have lots of farms, highly mechanized like the rest of the West. So not so many workers. Brasilia, 11.6 million, 15th place in the world, out of a country of 400 million people, 500 million people, only 11.6 million farmers, but they're chopping down the rainforest, the Amazon. They're just destroying it for no good reason. Gosh, it's terrible. France, Greece, I don't think either will make it. No, neither are here. Iraq, no. And Laos, no. I'm going to have to give you some hints. A very heavily populated country right next door to India. The country next door to that country beside India and beside Thailand. African countries I'm looking for. Lots of African countries. Think starving countries. Let's see here. A couple of countries in Asia as well. Okay, more guesses are coming in. We have Myanmar. Yes, that's Burma. Myanmar, 19.3 million, top 10 for farm workers. They are starving there as well. Tanzania, yes, Tanzania, I thought was in here. Yes, here it is, 16.1 million farm workers in Tanzania near Kenya. Bangladesh is the country beside India, 35.5 million farm workers starving. That country is really always on the edge. One bad crop and it's bad news for the country. Pakistan, we did. Sri Lanka, nope, not Sri Lanka. Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, 14.1 million in Africa. Yes, top 12 country for farm workers. Very well done. The Philippines, 13.3 million. Kenya, 12.8. Nigeria, 12.2. Uganda, 10.5 million. Turkey, 8.6. Mozambique, 8.3 million. Mexico, 7.9 million. Sudan, 6.8. Madagascar, 6.6. Burkina Faso, 6.3. Ghana, 5.79 million. And Angola, 5.5 million. These countries are usually the ones that we see those TV ads for. Many of them send some money to help a kid because they're starving to death. Yes, those are the ones. Unbelievable birth rates, many farmers, trouble, big trouble. All right, let's see if we can move on to, I think I have one more. One more. Yes, one quiz left to go. And for those of you who are here, thank you for being here today. I thought I had typed it out, but I guess I hadn't typed this one out. So I'm going to have to just read this to you verbally, tell you what this question is. And let's see what we can do. All right, last question of the day. Let me set up my my marker here before I read it to you and build the excitement. All right. Tell me the countries of the world where workers come from to the United States to work legally in the following professions. Tell me, doctors, what countries do doctors come from to come to the U.S. to work? Tell me the name of the countries that send the doctors. I would be curious to see, looking for the top 5 in this category. The top 5 countries for doctors into the United States of America. And when we do that one, I have a couple more professions. We'll wait to see what they come in here. Thank you for being here today, following my channel, and join me at 9:00 on La Lita Loca with Dawn and Tony. We're going to have some fun here. Jan is thinking Egypt. No, Egypt doesn't send doctors. India, a number 1 country for doctors, 40,000 doctors in the United States from India. Think about that. Think about the taxes they pay and the money they spend for their wives and children and family members. They contribute to the economy big time. Brittany is thinking Mexico for doctors. No. The United Arab Emirates. No, they don't have exports of doctors. China, number 3 country for the United States, 9,600 doctors from China. The United Kingdom. Nope. Japan. Nope. The Philippines, number 2, 12,800 Filipino doctors in the USA, adding mightily to the economy of the United States. Pakistan, Peru, and Canada. Canada, number 4. 8,200 doctors from Canada live in the U.S. and work in the U.S. There's only one country left. It's Korea, South Korea. There are 7,900 doctors from South Korea in the United States working as doctors. All right. Tell me the countries of the world that send the United States. Let's see here. Construction laborers. What countries send the most construction laborers to the United States? The top 5. Let's see what we've got here. The top 5 countries that send construction laborers into the USA. And there are some interesting countries here. My doctor was from Peru, says Robert. Right on. There are some, some quite well-learned people from around the world in the USA, of course. The United States attracts the best. They attract the best. Maddie, Mexico for construction workers. Yes, construction laborers, number 1, Mexico. 336,700 are legally in the U.S. as construction workers. Jan is thinking Pakistan. Nope. Guess the Canadian health system doesn't pay well. We have thousands more doctors, hundreds of thousands of more doctors. But for plastic surgery, go to the States, baby. That's where you can make the big money. Japan, not for construction workers. India, nope. Hungary, no. Bruce, you may be getting a private Facebook message from me having to do with the meeting I had on Wednesday, says Brittany. Right on, Brittany. Sean, South Korea, no. The Philippines, nope. What countries send the most construction workers to the United States? Mexico is number 1. Think of countries nearby Mexico, and you'll get this quiz quick. You'll get it quick. Guatemala is number 3, 21,400. Thank you, Maddie. Pakistan and the Philippines, not going to work it. Let's see. Any more coming in? Otherwise, I'll just give it up. We'll do another one. Bolivia. No, not Bolivia. We've got 3 countries to go that send a lot of workers into the U.S. as construction workers. We have El Salvador, 26,000. Honduras, 14,500. Brazil, 9,100. All right, we'll do one more. Tell me the countries of the world that send the United States the most teachers. What countries send the United States the highest number of teachers from around the world? What are the top 5, okay? Top 5 countries that send teachers to the United States. Teachers. El Salvador and Costa Rica. No, neither of those 2. Let's see. We've got Panama for teachers. No. Looking for teachers. Countries that send the United States teachers. England, the United Kingdom. Nope, not the UK. Not in the top 5 anyway. Australia. Nope, not in the top 5. China, number 2. China, 30,100 teachers from China to the USA, probably at the college and university level, I would guess. Carol is thinking Mexico, number 1. Number 1 countries for teachers is Mexico, 53,400 teachers. They're all here legally, and there are jobs for them. There are not enough Americans to fill the positions, believe it or not. Isn't that something? You wouldn't think about it. We've got the United Kingdom, Japan, Russia, and Canada. We've got Canada, number 5, 21,400. Not Japan or Russia. Spain, Germany. Germany, number 3, 28,900 teachers are from Germany. Yes. So we have Mexico, China, Germany, and Canada. Number 4 is who I'm looking for now. One more country, number 4 country. It's not Spain. It's not Japan, not Russia, not the UK. The number 4 country, 27,200 teachers, India. India sends 27,200 teachers to the United States. So we have Mexico, China, Germany, India, and Canada for teacher positions. Add them all up, it's 80, 110, 140, 160,000 teachers from these 5 countries alone. That is impressive. That's amazing. There you go. That is the quiz. Those are the quizzes for the day. That's our trivia for the day. We're done. And I want to thank you all for being with me here today and participating in the show. Thank you for supporting my new channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. I really appreciate you being here. Love the fact that you're playing trivia and enjoying my market commentary. And thank you for supporting my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, as well. I'll be on the air in about 2 hours, 15 minutes with Tony and Don. Tony from Lolita Loca on his channel with Don from Don's Family Channel. I'm a guest, as is Don, on Tony's channel tonight. We're talking cruise news, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Thank you all for being here tonight with Traveling with Bruce and Stock Markets with Bruce. Throw a thumbs up on this show if you can, and tell your friends. Okay, guys, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time, and stay safe out there, everybody. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.